Picture this, a world where hamburgers were so distrusted they were compared to mystery meat from a back alley vendor. Sounds crazy, right? But in the early 1900s, that's exactly how people saw burgers. Until a frustrated cook's accidental spatula smash sparked a revolution. Welcome to the wild, weird tale of White Castle, America's first fast food empire, born from a $700 gamble in 1921. From bizarre medical experiments to lawsuits over copycat castles, and even slider-scented candles. This is the story of how a tiny square burger changed how we eat forever. Buckle up, you won't believe what happens next. Imagine a world where hamburgers were viewed with suspicion, akin to mystery meat from a shady alley vendor. In the early 20th century, ground beef evoked images of unsanitary slaughterhouses, thanks to Upton Sinclair's explosive 1906 novel, The Jungle, which exposed the horrors of the meatpacking industry. Yet, from this backdrop of distrust, emerged a tiny, square burger that would revolutionize eating on the go. This is the strange tale of White Castle, widely regarded as America's first fast food chain. A story filled with accidental inventions, bizarre marketing stunts, legal battles with copycats, and even a medical experiment that sounds like science fiction. Founded in 1921, White Castle didn't just sell food. It engineered a cultural phenomenon, paving the way for the billion-dollar industry we know today. But let's rewind to the origins, where a frustrated cook's mishap sparked an empire. The roots of White Castle trace back to Wichita, Kansas in 1916, when short-order cook Walter Anderson borrowed $80 to open his first hamburger stand. Anderson wasn't setting out to invent fast food. He was just trying to make a living flipping burgers. But one fateful day, in a fit of frustration with a stubborn meatball that wouldn't cook evenly, he smashed it flat with his spatula. Voila! The modern hamburger patty was born, thin and quick to grill. This accidental innovation allowed for faster cooking and consistent results, a key element that would define fast food. Anderson's stands quickly gained popularity, selling small 5-cent hamburgers that customers could devour in a few bites. By 1921, he partnered with insurance salesman and real estate agent Edgar Waldo Billy Ingram, investing $700 to open the first official White Castle at the northwest corner of 1st and Main in Wichita. The name White Castle was no accident. White symbolized purity and cleanliness, while Castle evoked strength and permanence. But White Castle's innovations extended beyond marketing gimmicks. They pioneered the assembly line approach to food preparation years before McDonald's popularized it. Burgers were grilled in bulk on a dedicated griddle, with onions steaming beneath the patties for flavor, a method that ensured speed without sacrificing taste. The signature slider, a term White Castle trademarked in the 1930s, was small enough to slide down easily, encouraging customers to buy multiples. Since 1954, each patty has featured 5 precisely punched holes to cook faster without flipping, a patented process using a machine cheekily called the meat horn. The chain also invented carryout bags and paper hats for workers, the latter leading to the creation of a subsidiary, Paper Linen, in 1932. Which, by 1964, sold 54 million caps annually. During World War II, their porcelain steel buildings division, established in 1934 to produce prefab restaurant structures, pivoted to manufacturing amphibious vehicles for the military, a quirky detour from burgers to battle gear. Expansion brought its own oddities. By 1922, White Castle had spread to other Midwestern cities, like El Dorado, Kansas, using portable, castle-like buildings, inspired by Chicago's historic Water Tower, a survivor of the 1871 Great Fire. Success bred imitators. Chains like White Tower and White Palace copied the architecture and menu, leading to a 1929 lawsuit where White Castle won $82,000 and forced White Tower to alter its designs. Strangely, despite originating in Wichita, there are no permanent White Castle locations there today. The last closed decades ago, though a pop-up in 2011 for the 90th anniversary sold out and donated proceeds to charity. The chain's employee culture was equally peculiar. In the early days, only men aged 18 to 24 could work the grills, undergoing a 2-week unpaid apprenticeship and adhering to strict rules on appearance and courtesy. Flipping burgers was a prestigious gig, offering $18 to $30 weekly wages, sick pay, and pensions, perks rare for the time. Ingram even published a company newsletter, The Hot Hamburger, filled with jokes, stories, and sales tips, like upselling pie after burgers. In 1933, their first newspaper coupon for 10 burgers at a discount caused such chaos that some locations ran out of food in an hour, overwhelming suppliers. White Castle's cultural impact is where the story gets truly bizarre. It became the first fast food chain to sell 1 billion burgers in 1961, beating McDonald's by 2 years. The crave phenomenon started early. In 1916, Anderson watched boys buy sacks of burgers for a mysterious limousine, hinting at elite fans. By the 1980s, they launched Hamburgers to Fly, shipping frozen sliders nationwide within 24 hours, evolving into a grocery line. Pop culture embraced it. The 2004 film Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle spiked sales, though actor Kal Penn, a vegetarian, used meatless substitutes. Musicians like the Beastie Boys and the Smithereens reference sliders in songs. And the Craver Hall of Fame, started in 2001, inducts superfans, including an army soldier smuggling 50 to Germany, a couple who lost 200 pounds on sliders, Alice Cooper, and Stan Lee. Valentine's Day at White Castle? Yes, that's a thing. Since the 1990s, restaurants transform into romantic venues with tablecloths and servers, hosting over 35,000 diners in 2015, and more than 75 weddings, including a 2018 Las Vegas contest with slider cakes and takeout box bouquets. There's even a Thanksgiving stuffing recipe using chopped sliders and slider-scented candles for the ultimate fan. Night owls love it. 21.5% of foot traffic hits between 10 p.m. and 4 a.m., earning the nickname Midnight Munchies spot. Before White Castle, precursors like automats laid groundwork. Originating in Berlin in 1895 and arriving in the US via Horn and Hardart in Philadelphia in 1902, automats were vending machine walls dispensing hot meals for nickels. No waiters, just coins and compartments refilled by hidden workers, often women. These waiterless wonders boomed in cities, offering cream spinach or pie, but declined with inflation and chains like McDonald's. Strangely, they inspired modern fast food's efficiency, but felt like a sci-fi cafeteria. White Castle faced challenges too. The Great Depression hit hard, but coupons and affordability helped. Post-World War II, urban flight and competition from drive-thrus like McDonald's, 1948, slowed growth. They experimented with franchising in Japan, 1980s, and China, 2017 to 2021, but remain mostly company-owned in the Midwest and select spots. In 1959, they ventured to Miami, but closed by 1967 due to logistics. Today, under CEO Lisa Ingram, Billy's great-granddaughter, they've modernized with Veggie Sliders, 2015, Impossible Burgers, 2018, and AI robots like Flippy, 2020, that fry 60 baskets per hour. The 100th anniversary in 2021 saw the world's largest White Castle open in Orlando, Florida, and a retro 1921 slider. What makes White Castle's story so strange is its blend of ingenuity and eccentricity. From a smashed meatball to billionaire sales, it transformed suspicion into craving, influencing giants like McDonald's while staying family-owned. In a world of supersized meals, the humble slider endures, a testament to the weird, wonderful birth of fast food.